Hi all, Planet Agent here. Today I'm going to take a look at my kayaking PFD and what I carry inside of it and on it. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, here's another in the series, my kayak gear loadout series. And this is the PFD that I use on my PFD, or on my kayak. This is, it's a stone quest. And it's specifically, make sure that's in frame. There we go. Yeah, this is a little bigger one I normally do videos on. Anyway, this is the Stone Quest PFD, and it's designed for kayaks because the back half here is chopped down, so this will fit above the backrest on my kayak. Okay, and what I have on carry on this one for. In fact, I have this on all of my. I got about 3 or 4 different PFDs, depending whether I'm canoeing or rafting or kayaking, and all of them have a knife, a boat knife attached to them. This happens to be a Makinet blade. I have it attached to the strap. Some of the kayaks come with little attachment points, which makes it easier to attach the knives. I use zip ties. This one didn't come that way, and I had just did it to the strap, which is good enough. Anyway, I use zip ties to attach it, and this is it's got a blunt end, mostly for if you're on inflatables. You definitely don't want a pointy end. You can punch a hole in it, but yeah, it's got a serrated blade, a straight blade, and it looks like it's made from stainless steel 420J2. So had it. I don't think it's gotten wet much, but so far no rust. So anyway, yeah, it's always good to have a knife in a boat, because you could get tangled up in rope or something on the boat, and a knife is just good to have. So it doesn't it costs, you got to buy one, but you can pick them up pretty reasonably. And they're always good to have. And part, if you ever got separated from your boat and this is all you got on you, like you get dumped out of your kayak or your raft, and it goes downstream and you're off on your own, what you have on you is all you have. So it's pretty nice to have a knife to get by on. So what else I have in here, this pocket here, make sure that you can see it here. There we go. It has I bought this one also because one is designed for kayaks, and 2, it has pockets. I like to anymore, I like to get PFDs with pockets just so I could carry the gear you need. Anyway, so in here I have it's got an attachment point actually built inside the pocket, but I have this as a Silva, I don't know what you'd call it, a kind of a survival whistle. It's got the whistle on it. It has a little compass on there, thermometer on the back, and then it has push this out here. Come on, I'll go this way. There we go. A little magnifying glass. It's kind of cool, but inexpensive, so I just have that on me. Yeah, it's good to have this stuff because I, like anymore, I say I pretty much just stay pretty much close to home on my kayak, but I have been on some expedition type trips. I've been down to Colorado, through the Grand Canyon. I've been on the Tachinchinny Alsec, which is up in the Yukon, and British Columbia. And let me tell you, that is a remote trip. Once you push off there, there's no bailing out. You're on your own. Days and days, and you're the only people around. But so if you did get pitched out of your boat, whatever you have is what you have. So good idea to carry some stuff. Okay, make sure I'm still staying in frame here. Got the camera on a tripod and have to kind of keep peeking around. Anyway, I have a survival kit that I put together. I'm going to do a video eventually on these. I made 2 of these watertight survival kits. And you can see it's got a lot of goodies in there, but I'll do a video on that. So survival kit, which is handy, and also I have in here a match safe, and it's waterproof. Has a little ferrule rod on the back. It's on the inside. I got 3 Tender Quicks and fire starters, and I have, you can see in there, I've got a, you can see in there, I don't want to pull it out, a striker. There's a striker in there. There's some waterproof matches, and I got a little mini ferrule rod wedged in there, the little black in there. So that's should be in good shape for fires if I did have to spend out. And I've heard stories of guys, oh yeah, there's a striker also in the lid of this. So I have heard stories of people being pitched out. Some rafters up in a river in Siberia, up in Russia, and high water, and the raft got dumped on some submerged trees, and a lot of the gear went downstream, and one of the guys jumped into a kayak and took off down in the kayak to catch up with some of the gear that was floating that got dumped out when the raft got flipped. And it was a couple of days before the crew in the raft eventually caught up with that guy, and I guess he didn't have a lot on him. I think he might have had a towel or something in the kayak, and a couple of nights he slept in the kayak, huddled up inside of it to stay warm. Eventually he came into a Russian village, and they gave him some clothes and fed him and took care of him until the raft guys came up. So that so having this sort of stuff is nice to have. Another story was in the Colorado. Probably wouldn't happen these days because it's gotten so busy. I don't know how long ago it was, but a guy was solo rafting through the Grand Canyon, and the boat got flipped and it got away. And yeah, he was a few days. Found a little sandbar, or a sandy area on the shore, and he lived there on grasshoppers and a old can of beer that he found wedged in the rocks. So good idea to carry this stuff if you're going someplace somewhat remote. And I just like to be prepared, even though, I'm kayaking outside of Salem. I can just, if I got dumped, I can just walk up to the highway and get a ride home, or grab my phone and call the wife. But anyway, I like to be prepared. Besides, if I do go someplace else, I have it here. If I go up into the mountains or a remote lake or something, I have the gear. It's best to keep the same load all the time. That way you're not, swapping in, swapping out, and then the next thing you know, you're off somewhere and you forgot a piece of equipment. And a lot of my gear, I do, it's dedicated to what I'm doing. I know a buddy of mine, actually I've heard a couple of stories where they'd be wearing their shell, their waterproof shell parka, in town. And one time we go up skiing, and my buddy goes, "Oh crap, I don't have my shell. I was down visiting my brother, and I left it at his house." So I don't do that. I have one that stays in the pack, so when I go, I have all my gear. So just a little FYI, but you can do what you'd like. So anyway, that's the PFD. Not a whole lot to say about it other than that. So if you guys enjoyed the video, or I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.